Ladies and gentlemen, whether you're supporting Trump like myself in 2024 or perhaps somebody else, it really doesn't matter. Left, right, center, God bless you. If you're watching this channel, I just thank you. And we're going to have an amazing year. Hit subscribe. Happy New Year to everybody, to you, your family. Focus on health, success, positivity this coming year. Get off social media aside from this YouTube channel. Get off of Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram, even Truth Social, in my humble view. No message board based platforms, and I've spoken about this a lot. Just this channel and the stock market crash channel and the Bitcoin crash channel. I have those two channels. I do think, unfortunately, we'll have a stock market crash, a devastating one this year. And God bless you. Just focus on your health and sanity this coming year. And I'm glad and very honored and privileged to be on this journey called 2024 with you. Clarence Thomas, by the way, and so hit subscribe to read my writing on The Hill, the Huffington Post Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, other publications. Go to hagoodman.com. Before I get to Clarence Thomas, one of your New Year's resolutions should be to just focus on health, happiness, doing what you love to do and being with who you love to be with, and just, believing in yourself and just focusing on happiness and sanity and peace and joy and laughter and all the good things in life that you deserve, and ignoring all the negative nonsense. And if you watch this channel, a lot of it is information and an important analysis of current events, but also entertainment to an extent, to a great extent. 2024 should be entertaining to you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't discuss politics with anyone who takes it too seriously, and just focus on your life, your health, your happiness, and what brings you joy in life this year. And God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, Clarence Thomas will be one of the people. He will not recuse himself. That's complete absurd nonsense. He has no reason to recuse himself just because his wife believed, like Trump, like I think 60 to 70% of Republicans, that the last presidential contest was full of anomalies and, very bizarre occurrences that perhaps swung the outcome in a different direction than it should have been. That being said, you're not going to get, I don't think, any Democrat, including the Democrats calling for Clarence Thomas to recuse himself, I don't think any Democrat's going to want Justice Jackson, to recuse herself, having been recently nominated by Joe Biden. What greater, if you want to say loyalty, or, what greater incentive to rule alongside Biden than having recently been appointed by him? Nobody is asking for Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson to recuse herself. Furthermore, nobody believes the nonsense. Trump has been indicted 4 times. He has 91 criminal charges, and he's up by 8 points, 2 points, and an average of 1 point. But that's with, it's interesting. They say also RFK Jr., but I think RFK Jr. would take more away from Biden. So I don't know why they make it closer. But they're going to try every single possible way to take it from Trump. The momentum is Trump's. I do think, unfortunately, we'll have a terrible stock market crash and a Bitcoin crash. I think that's going to be pretty much, that's going to put Trump over any possible thing they could do. Democrats, media, tech, everything else. And then you have the Supreme Court already giving Jack Smith a terrible, terrible defeat. The Supreme Court will overturn the absurd ruling. Clarence Thomas will be one of the people that overturns the ruling in Colorado. Again, Clarence Thomas will not recuse himself. That would be completely insane. And Democrats always want Republicans or conservatives to recuse themselves. You've had people and significant others also in the Federal Bureau of Investigation, in the Justice Department, also judges ruling on Trump right now who have given to Democrats. No Democrat wants these people to recuse themselves ever. They only call for recusal when the possible conflict of interest could hurt them. If there's an overt conflict of interest that favors Trump, or no, that could show that Trump would be harmed by the conflict of interest, they'll fight tooth and nail to say that no, nobody needs to recuse themselves. In fact, the word recusal is only used recently by Democrats when they don't like a possible court decision or court ruling, because they know they're going to lose. They know that they're going to lose. So they're preemptively saying, well, it's going to be fixed because you have a conservative whose significant other agreed with Trump. So what? Millions upon millions of Americans agree with Trump. There are millions upon millions of people in this country who don't believe that a man who couldn't even communicate or finish a sentence actually defeated an incumbent who won Ohio and Florida that night, and who was up in 6 or 7 states that night. And you could say, well, it's just the way it was. And it's like, well, you could look at Tammany Hall. You could look at what they did to Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, the Democrat, he's not independent. He's a Democrat. I mean, the reality is he's really a Democrat. And I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet long ago, according to the Huffington Post. The Washington Post said I was the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters. And my writing regarding Bernie Sanders, and there's a direct line from Bernie Sanders to Trump, a direct line from the far left to Trump. Okay? If you the cult is not Trump, the cult is the left. If you can get out of there and say, yeah, you know what, Trump, we had record low poverty, record highs in household median income. He did not get us into an endless military conflict like his predecessors. He was a great president. If you're able to do that and get away from the left, your life is going to be a lot better. But they cheated Bernie Sanders. And I was front and center. And my writing was read. One article would be read hundreds of thousands of times, ladies and gentlemen. This was like light years ago. I mean, ancient history. You're talking about, Thucydides and the Peloponnesian War and 2016. Okay? It's basically the same time frame for most people. 2016, 2015, my writing was read by hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. Each article in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon. I was also published in the Cleveland Plain Dealer, other publications, whatever. The point is, I'm very proud that I was published in these places. I look back now and I say, wow, you were part of a very dysfunctional, unhealthy political side. And thank God, I saw the light and was able to see Trump for who he is, a great president. Is he a fantastic communicator? Here and there, he's actually pretty good in his speeches, but he plays a game with media. Media makes a lot of money, does their best to try to destroy him, and he's victorious every single time. I don't think he realized towards the end of his first term what he was up against. I think his second term, he'll regain the Oval Office primarily because the country has had enough of mashed potato brains, our current president, the inept and corrupt Democratic Party. But also, unfortunately, I think there's going to be a devastating stock market crash. And I'm going to be published soon, hopefully, regarding that in a wonderful publication. But hit subscribe to this channel right now. Clarence Thomas and the other conservatives on the Supreme Court will overturn Colorado's absurd ruling. And like I said, excuse me. Like I said, God bless you. Happy New Year. Stay safe. The roads are unsafe, these times. So be careful. If you're on the road, be careful and be responsible, especially this evening if you're partying. And God bless you all. And thank you for watching. Hit subscribe. I'll have a live stream tomorrow around, I'd say about 3, 4 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, everybody.